What do you think?
It's perfect.
No, that title is not clickbait. The Housemaid is a psychological thriller that demands your attention. Doesn't mean it's a perfect movie, but it is going to keep you guessing as you wonder what the hell's going on. It does this through shocking moments, some uncomfortable, some outright disturbing, and it's this subversion of expectations that really holds the narrative together by continuously changing up the setting. It's not perfectly tied together in a nice Christmas bow, some of it is a bit predictable. The pacing is on the jarring side, but I wouldn't say it takes away from this captivating thriller. Let's get into it. I think the reason this movie is doing so well critically is because of its appeal. Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried bring their A-game yet again, delivering believably stunning performances, and it sets up this narrative that you know is not what it seems. Millie Calloway becomes a live-in maid at the home of the wealthy Winchester family, seemingly with good feelings, but pretty early on, the wife and mother Nina show signs of mental illness. By that I mean abruptly, abusive, outright lies, an unhinged individual, but luckily her husband Andrew is on the extremely nice side and just wishes things could be good again. The two things I noticed immediately is, well, one, you don't know where it's going. To say it doesn't drag is an overstatement. You will at no point ask, when does this end? It's that direction that becomes a bit problematic eventually, I'll get back to that. But the other thing I really like about this is you don't spend most of the movie wondering, why do you stay in this situation? She actually needs the money for serious reasons, and by that I mean important. It's not just wanting it. And since it's not life or death, you can justify staying in that environment. It doesn't sound that complicated. Other movies could do that too. But in this case, it's those reasons that also play a role later. It all fits in quite nicely. It's not like it's hard to follow, it makes sense. Stuff I initially didn't like Nina snapping immediately, was not just to get to the point. A lot of things happen for distinctive reasons, and watching all these things, all these hints come together and fit into the final reveal is exactly how a satisfying thriller should be. Some things do feel a bit too convenient, like what are the odds that would happen? It's not that often, so it doesn't distract too much, but maybe some things it could have gone a different way. What I really mean is if you saw the movie, look at the overall tone at the end, and imagine it not quite going that way. It's kind of like the movie Fatal Attraction, but comparing the real ending to the cut ending. I actually prefer the cut ending because it had more consequences, and I feel if it wasn't the 80s, the test audiences may not have hated it. Some things have matured.
The hell you talking about, boy?
I think a lot of the twists and turns you may figure out, some are on the obvious side. As I explained the base narrative, you may guess a few of them. That can't be helped. But again, what works so good. The scenes that truly don't go the way you expect them to. It leads me not to mind the few issues because you truly have to keep watching. You need to know where it's going. The strong suit here is getting to that point, watching the pieces come together. When the movie really shifts direction, you have the initial shock, but I don't think that part is the most believable. Even if you don't see the twist coming, I don't love the way it's implemented. It's what I meant by jarring. And then you get a lot of the exposition explained at the end. Maybe it wasn't avoidable, but it's the weakest part of the movie. I'm not really ever a fan of that. Exposition needs to be spaced out, even if it means changing the narrative. It was still intriguing enough not to get bored, maybe due to the stellar acting, but the major downside here is definitely the pacing. Well, that and I don't love the ending, it's okay, a bit by the numbers, and probably the least inventive. I was still into it, most definitely, but by the end, it's not what I'm gonna remember about this. No, that's how on the edge of the seat I was. A sensation that didn't go away. You could argue it didn't need to exceed 2 hours, and it may have fixed the pacing issue, but in the same vein, it didn't bother me. I was fully in it. You have some great foreshadowing, the two leads do an amazing job. I don't know why a choice few scenes are narrated, I kinda get annoyed by that, if it isn't the whole movie.
The kid's a wise ass.
But it's mainly the predictability and unfortunate jarring pacing that keeps it from perfection. Honestly, even the one notably violent, hard-to-watch scene feels a bit tacked on, like they wanted some extreme moment that wasn't in the book. Because believe me, if not for that, not that one scene, but the whole issue, it'd be a top-tier film. I also want to mention how it's not anti-male because a lot of stuff like this is. Take that for what you will. Luckily, it's not a complete failure, even though it has a Nazi in it. I didn't expect that. It went up against Avatar.
I don't give a fuck.
So I guess Sydney Sweeney actually didn't kill those last 3 movies. It's fucking bizarre, isn't it? So no good reason not to see The Housemaid. I can pretty much guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Party on, dudes!
I see it in the theater. It's honestly worth it, unless you already spent your spare money on Avatar 3. But if not, let me know what you thought about The Housemaid down in the comments. And like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed, share it if you can, and hit the bell to get notified because recommendations are not functional. I'm the cinema analyst because somebody has to be.